everybody, and welcome back to the Rusty's Tech Channel. I'd like to take you along for the ride of me changing the faceplate on my Xbox One S controller, which I didn't realise. I thought it was an Xbox One controller, but hey, never mind. I 3D printed a faceplate, and I'm going to take it apart, show you how we take it apart, and get the faceplate off and replace the faceplate. The faceplate I have printed in resin. I will show you the file in a second. It's I've printed it in resin using my elegoo Saturn 3 Ultra, and I'll be airbrushing it and painting it and various other bits and pieces to do with it. Here is the said controller, and it will look completely different once I'm finished. It's the difference between the Xbox One controller and the Xbox One S controller is there's a little bit missing from the Xbox One controller to the One S controller at the top where the Xbox button is. It's all pre-molded into the faceplate, which I didn't realize when I printed this file out, and I quite like the idea of not having it there, to be honest, because it adds to the aesthetic of being a Cyberpunk themed controller, which is a bit techy, and you know what I'm on about. But yeah, here we go. I'll show you what we got to do in a second, and when I move the camera around, and you'll see what I'm on about. I have started taking it apart, so let's go along for the ride. Okay, see you in a second. Bye. Here is the file that I have resin 3D printed. It's the Cyberpunk faceplate for an Xbox One controller. Unfortunately, I didn't realize I had the Xbox One S controller, so it is very slightly different. The difference is where the dip is at the top and the Xbox button is all one piece, and I didn't realize that. But hey up, let's take you along for the ride of me stripping the Xbox One S controller apart and rebuilding it with the new faceplate. Yeah, see you in a second. Here we go. Here's the Xbox One controller. This is the bit I was on about just here, which is missing from the 3D print that I've done. I have cheated a little bit. I got the side bits off. Look, what you got to do, you got to get a little pry tool into here, and it pops off. It takes about 5 minutes. It's really quite stiff. There's one bit off there. There's one bit off there. And underneath my battery cable, right, then I've taken the sticker off as well. I don't know if you can see it. There's one screw there, one screw there, one screw there, one screw there, one screw there. They are Torx bits, and if I take this off here, I'll use my new Christmas present that I got given for taking the screws out. There's one screw. Keep the screws as well because they come in handy for putting it back together with. 2 screws, 3 screws, 4 screws, and 5 screws. Right, there's the 5 screws just there. Hang on, just there. One decided to run away from me. There's the electric screwdriver I'm using. It's a precision screwdriver designed for doing stuff like this. There's a faceplate. That one there I will put away for another day. Let's pull the workings out of the housing. There's the rear housing, which I haven't printed, but but I'll reuse that one. I'll reuse all the other bits and pieces that I've got for this mod. But yeah, there's the housing, or there's the controller, sorry, in all its glory. Yeah. The next video you'll see is me putting the controller, after printing and painting the faceplate. You'll see it being put back together and show you what it looks like with the finished article. Hi, and this is the finished and painted article for the Xbox One controller, or Xbox One S controller that I'm going to use it on. This is the difference. You see the little cutout where the Xbox button goes? That's where it's going to be missing. But yeah, let's go along for the ride and rebuild this controller, and you can see what it's like. I did airbrush this and prime it and lacquer it and all that stuff, just to make it so the paint didn't come off in my hands when I have finished. And putting this back together again. Is it going in? I guess I better put that one in first. The back bit comes off first, so let's put the back bit on. Yeah, there we go. There's that. Let's get the screws. Do the middle one first, because that's the easiest one to do. That'll hold it all in so it don't move about too much. Let's do the outside one, which is another awkward one. This is my first time of putting it together, so you'll see with me what it looks like. I haven't used this controller in a while, to be honest. But let's see what it comes out like. It looks really good, in my opinion. I'm not a professional at airbrushing. It's something I've only just started doing. Last screw. There's the screws. There's the controller back together, apart from putting the final pieces on, the side bits. There's one side panel. There's two side panels. I use a rechargeable battery, USB-C type rechargeable battery. And that's back in. There we go. One Cyberpunk themed controller. And if I push the power button, it all flashes up and works. Every button moves. It's a bit stiff on the cross, but that's because I haven't modified the file. I haven't filed